Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? It is late. It is late on Christmas Eve. It is currently, let's see, 8:23 p.m. and I am still uploading videos. I have currently uploaded so far. I'm uploading. Well, I've uploaded already my drama video, my Peterisms video, my review video, and my Peter Does Stuff video. And my booktube video is uploading as we speak. Hold on a second. Let's see if it's done yet. My booktube video has 2 minutes left to upload. And then I just filmed my video for tomorrow, which is a Christmas unpopular opinions video. So, yeah, and that was really fun to do because so many people like gave me what their unpopular opinions are, and so like I just like sounded off about that. I really had a good time. I love doing those unpopular opinions videos. So I've been drinking a little bit of coffee. I made this cup of coffee like 3 hours ago. It's like totally cold, and so yeah, and so I did that, and then I'm vlogging. This is my last video for today, and then I'm going to finish all of my cameos that I have to do that I've gotten so far for Christmas. If I get any last minute ones, I'll make sure that I get those done as well. And yeah, and then I'm just gonna relax for the rest of the night. Alex has been napping for like the last 2 hours. I've got to figure out what I'm gonna do to eat because I am starving, and it's absolutely frigid cold outside. Here we'll take a look at the weather and see what the weather is like. Hold on a second. The weather app like has to like close out and then like go back in. Okay. It said that it's currently -1 and that it feels like it's -20 degrees outside. So I think the storm is over. I don't think we're getting any more snow. It says overcast, low, -3. That's for Friday night. And then Saturday, partly to mostly cloudy, high 14 degrees Fahrenheit. And then tomorrow night, Christmas Eve, clear to partly cloudy, low 3 degrees Fahrenheit. And then Sunday is 16 degrees, abundant sunshine, high of 16 degrees Fahrenheit. So the snow, oh, is this Monday? We're gonna have more snow. Monday, snow showers, high 24 degrees Fahrenheit. Snow accumulating 1 to 3 inches. So that's Monday, and then the temperature goes up. And then can you believe it? Like by the middle to the end of next week, we're gonna be like up to the 50s, like middle 50s, 58 degrees. Like that's springtime weather. This is why winter in Indiana is so crazy. So anyway, so yeah, so that's my day. I'm trying to like get everything done today so that tomorrow I can just rest and relax. I wasn't planning on filming any other videos tomorrow other than the unpopular opinions video for my drama channel. So the only other video that I have to film is a vlog for tomorrow. I have no idea like when I'm gonna do that or how long or short that'll be. I was actually thinking like tonight, like after midnight, I would maybe like sit in the chair over there when Alex went to bed, and I would talk real low, and I would vlog like on Christmas Eve, like it just turned midnight, you know. So I may do that. We'll see. But I don't know. So anyway, yeah. So that's what's been going on. Last night we went to Alex's aunt and uncle's house. We had such a great time. It was so much fun. I was really worried about like driving over there because like the roads were getting slick and stuff like that, but they really weren't that bad. I mean, I would say they were almost worse on the way there than they were the way back. Because on the way there were other cars on the road and things like that, and it was still snowing. It was like really, really coming down. And it was kind of like, it was like, even though it was snowing, it was like rain turning to snow. But we got there and everything was fine. And then when we were coming home, it was still snowing a little bit. It mostly stopped, but it was still snowing a little bit. But there was like nobody on the road. So we got there at 6 o'clock last night and we stayed until about 10:30 or 11. Yeah, it was really fun. And they had all kinds of food. They had all kinds of different stuff. They had a lot of veggie options for me, and we hung out and exchanged presents and told stories, and it was me and Alex, his aunt and uncle, his grandma, his cousin, Carlos, Liliana, the kids, Liliana's two sisters, and Alex's mom. So it was all of us. And it was fun. Like, Alex and I sat in, like, the dining room for a long time with his uncle and talked to, like, Carlitos and Sebastian, and asked them questions about, like, Santa Claus and school and stuff like that. And then my mother-in-law, she was, like, playing this game with the kids in the living room, like, away from everybody. And she was like it was like the question game, you know, where it would be like, he's red and blue, and he protects people, and he has, like, spiders that come up, and then be like, Spider-Man! So I sat in there with her for, like, 15 minutes, and I played that game with them, and that was really, really fun. And it was a nice night. It was really nice to just kind of, like, hang out with the family, and it was just super relaxing. It was good. It was, like, a really, really nice, like, Christmas. So that was fun. And then today, so then last night we came home, and I, like, was so tired. I, like, laid down, like, when we got home. Alex, like, stayed up late, like 2:30 or 3 or something like that, like, playing his game on his phone and looking at TikToks and stuff like that. I went to bed and I fell asleep. So I woke up, like, at 2:30. Was it like 1:30 or was it like, I think it was like 2:30, 2 or something like that, I don't know. But I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I have to watch a Christmas movie, because I'm, like, trying to, like, get through all these Christmas movies, you know? Like, currently, right now, on my computer, I have, It Came Upon a Midnight Clear. I'm like, the channel name is Lisa Lou, has 140 subscribers, but the video got 39,000 views 5 years ago. Comments are turned off. I don't know why. But I'm currently watching this because I'm, like, trying to, like, make it through all of my favorite Christmas movies. So I'm, like, having them on in the background. Like, while I'm working, I have it on in the background and stuff like that. So anyway, I was like, I don't really know what I want to watch. And last night, I was like, should I, like, watch one of these Netflix movies? Like, what should I watch, you know? Should I watch one of these movies I've watched every year? So I had started the first episode of A Storm for Christmas, which is on Netflix. And it is a 6-part series. Like, each episode is like 35 to 37 minutes. It's a 6-part series about this airport. I think it's in Norway, Oslo. And so I should look and see where it takes place. I think it takes place in Norway, but it's like this 6-part series about, like, 12 people that get trapped in this airport, like, on the day before Christmas Eve because of, like, a blizzard. Like, they're completely trapped there, and it's, like, all their different stories. And it's not, like, it doesn't feel like a Hallmark movie. It doesn't feel like a Lifetime movie. Like, it's like, really a good movie, like, or a good TV show. Really endearing. Like, just really good storylines, plot lines about real people that are going through real stuff. And I just loved it. And I binge watched the entire thing, you guys. I watched all 6 episodes. So it's dubbed over. There's a lot of different languages in it, but it's dubbed over. And I mean, there's even people that speak English in it. But even the English is dubbed over. It didn't bother me at all. I think partly because I had watched that 1899 on Netflix. And it was interesting when I was watching 1899 because, like, the voices didn't match, like, the mouths moving. And so I looked it up, and, like, there was this whole Reddit thread about it. I'm trying to find my place in this show. There was this whole Reddit thread about it that said that the faces didn't match because they dub over certain shows on Netflix, which I had no idea, right? So apparently they dubbed over 1899, but, like, I was used to it by halfway through watching the show that they had dubbed over it. I mean, it kind of bothered me. It was done. This one I knew going into it that it was dubbed over, so it didn't really bother me that much. I didn't even really notice it, honestly, by the time that I was, like, on the 2nd or 3rd episode. Yeah, but it was good. I really, really liked it. In fact, I kind of wish that I hadn't binge watched it, so I had to watch it tonight because it was really that good. So I don't know. I'm going to find something to watch tonight. Those are the kind of movies, shows that I like to watch. There's, like, kind of like some learning, you know. I don't know. I looked up some different movies that are on. But, like, my mainstays of, like, It Came Upon a Midnight Clear, or, like, Season of Miracles, or, what else? Polar Express, like Christmas Carol. Like Christmas Carol is something that I could watch tonight, actually. Like those, like I have those on in the background because I've seen them so many times. I actually, like I like literally like know the lines. So that was, yeah, that was last night that I watched that, and then I went to bed. I stayed up way too late. You guys, I stayed up till 7 o'clock in the morning. And I slept until about, it was late. Well, I got up about 11 o'clock, and then I went back to bed, and Alex had taken Boo Radley out and stuff like that. Little Boo Radley doesn't want to go out in the cold. I mean, you have to be very careful with the dogs. You can only let them out for like 1 minute to pee, and then they have to like come right back in. For their little footsies will freeze, so we have to be very, very careful. He doesn't want to go outside anyway. It's way too cold for him. So, he's been upstairs laying in bed with Alex all day long. I woke up, Alex had come downstairs and he was watching, Alex watched that movie, I can't remember what that movie was with Mila Kunis that I watched on Netflix. And I had said that I really, didn't, what was the movie called? Hold on a second. In case somebody wants to know. Luckiest Girl Alive. When Alex and I were talking about it, I didn't say that I thought it was horrible. I just said it wasn't like the greatest movie ever. And he watched it and he loved it. He was like, I thought it was really good. And so I was like, oh, okay. But I was still sleeping upstairs when he was watching it. He had made some frozen burritos, and little Boo Radley must have because the carpet was pushed back, he had jumped up and pushed it back when he jumped up there, because we have a little rug for him that he can stand on and jump up there, so he gets some grounding. And so he had jumped on the bed and he was sleeping right next to me when I woke up. It was so sweet. But anyway, so yeah, that was Mr. Boo Radley, and he's been sleeping most of the day. And then Alex went up there. Well, I started filming videos. Alex has been working from home today because the weather's been so bad that he didn't want to go out. I knew last night, I was I should have stopped at the gas station on the way home to get some food and stuff because I have nothing here to eat. Oh, is my booktube video ready? Almost. Can't believe it. What am I uploading on my other thing? Hold on a second. I have a list going today. I'm very proud of my list. Friday, it says. Vlog, drama channel, Peterisms, review, does stuff, booktube, cameos. That's my Friday list. Okay, we're almost done with the Friday list. Saturday, it's Christmas Eve. Drama video. Oh, I can put a check mark next to that because I just finished that video. That video is rendering right now. And then the vlog. I've been pretty productive, don't you think? I think so. Although I could use a refill on this coffee. I most definitely think that I need a new Keurig. I need a new Keurig, and I need a new, okay, hold on a second. So my video for tomorrow is done rendering, so I'm going to start uploading. I need a new Keurig, and I need a new pure water filter thing. I have used those so much that they are, it's time for a new one. Okay, hold on a second. I usually have my thumbnail and stuff ready before I upload videos, and then I can just put it in, but I'm just going to do that later because I'm not going to make you guys sit here while I'm doing all of that right now, and then I can just edit all this stuff later. But I just wanted to make sure I had this video done so that tomorrow I want to go to the grocery store. I want to get a few things. I want to get cinnamon rolls, or I want to get a Christmas, a sweetheart roll that my mom and I used to get. My throat's starting to hurt a little bit because I think it's because I've talked so much making videos. And I just want to get some snacks and some things to have around the house for Sunday when we come home from Caroline's, and Monday. Because Alex is not working on Monday, I don't think. I think he's off Monday. I think that's the day that they like observe it. So we'll just watch movies and stuff. Well, I'll probably make some videos that day. I'm not going to make any videos on Christmas, I've decided. And I don't think that I'll be making any vlogs that day either. So I'll probably just take the day off and just, you know, I think the thing, because we're going over to Caroline's at like 3. We'll probably be there till 7 or 8. And I just don't want to like come right home and like feel like I have to, you know, immediately. Why is it saying 36 minutes to process this video? What is the problem? Sometimes this stuff is crazy, I tell you. So I just don't want to say that I'm going to make a video or make a vlog if I don't end up vlogging. So, but I will be back. But I will be vlogging tomorrow because we're not going to dinner till late. And then hold on just a second. And then I will be back on Monday for vlogging. Why is it telling me that it's going to take this long? I don't understand. Ouch. My side is itching. I don't know why. I know that you guys are like, what is Peter doing? Like, I'm just kind of like trying to figure this out because I don't understand why it's going to take me 30 minutes to post this video or for this video to process. Like, it's not making any sense to me. Oh, it just went through. Well, that was crazy. Okay, so I guess it's ready to be posted. So yeah, so then on Christmas Eve, well, tomorrow, we're just gonna like hang out here, and well, I want to go to the grocery store, like I said, and get some treats and stuff, and then we're gonna hang out here and just kind of relax, and then we're going to go out to dinner with my mother-in-law tomorrow evening, which I'm real excited about, and then we're going over to Carlos and Liliana's house. That'll be fun, and having like Christmas with them. And then I don't know what time we'll be over there till, probably late. And then on Sunday, Alex and I will get up and we will do Christmas. I'm like getting ready to post this, just so y'all know. That's why it's like taking me so long, because I'm trying to post this booktube video. It gets up before it gets too late. It's already 8:42. Hold on. And then Sunday we'll probably get up and we'll open our presents and have a little Christmas between Alex and Boo Radley and I. There, it's all ready to go, and I'm posting it. And then we'll get ready and we'll go over to Caroline's at like 3 o'clock. I'm sure we'll sleep in on Sunday. I'm sure we'll sleep in on Sunday and have a sleep in Christmas. So that'll be nice. And that'll be Christmas. And then I actually don't know what Caroline's having for Christmas dinner. Oh, I do. I have to get a dessert tomorrow because I told Caroline that I would bring the dessert. So I do need to do that tomorrow. I said something to Alex about maybe doing bundt cakes. This is gonna drive Valerie crazy. She can't stand when I like do stuff on the computer while I'm vlogging. 2 birds, 1 stone. I love Christmas Eve so much. I love Christmas Eve. And I love that it's snowy outside, and I love that it's cold. But I wish it wasn't as cold as it is, because it's like really, really cold. I mean, it's so bad that like Boo Radley can't even be outside for like a minute, you know? I have all of these like different hats over here, you guys look. I have this hat that I was wearing for a long time until I bought this hat with Tanya, and now I've been wearing that hat. And then I got this hat, it says badass on it. But like, I don't like the side thing on it. Like, it doesn't fit my head right. I know you guys are like, it doesn't fit any different than the other hat. It doesn't, it feels like it fits differently to me though. And then I have this hat that I got not too long ago, because this is the hat that the guy wore in White Lotus. And this hat's like low, it fits low in my head. But anyway, so those are the hats that I have like right over here. I was just thinking the other day about, well, I was thinking about it earlier because I did this in my, I talked about it in my Petersmas video, but my Aunt Kathy, she used to always, cup of Christmas tea. So my Aunt Kathy, when I was a little kid, I can't remember, I'm gonna have to ask Caroline, but we would always have, like, I think it was Christmas Day night, although I feel like it was Christmas Eve night, but it must have been Christmas Day night, because Christmas Eve we just did family. My aunt would have like a big party at her house like every year, and it would be like, you know, like all these adults, and they would come over and dance and drink and smoke cigarettes, and be a fire going and tons of candles. It was beautiful, right? And so, and like everybody, you know, would like bring stuff up. It was just real fun. And so, and Caroline and I would be in like our little PJs, like up in the corner of the couch and all that kind of stuff. But like at some point, my aunt would always like want me to sit next to her by the fire, and she would read me a cup of Christmas tea, which you can actually hear the whole thing on YouTube. I didn't know, but I'm like, are they called lyrics or what's it called? So anyway, I'm like looking for, I don't know. Who is it by? Does it say? Do you guys know the book? I didn't know it was considered a song. Hold on a second. It's considered a song apparently, but is it by Tom Hegg? Oh, this is long, y'all. This is real long. Who is the book by? A Cup of... Oh, it's by Tom Hegg. Okay, so this is it. So this is how it starts. You guys ready? It says up here, one of the most special... This is from this blog. Wednesday, the 17th, 2014. That was my sobriety birthday. 2014. On one of the most special Christmases that I was ever able to spend with my best and dearest friend, I invited a dozen friends over to my home, served a proper English tea in honor of this dear friend. This is from a blog called... Michelle Bilyeu Creates with Heart and Hands. Oh, I love that. Okay. What is it, sweetheart? You want to say hi to everybody? Come here. Okay, come here, honey. I can't get you. Okay, I'm trying to grab you. Okay, there you are. He said, I want to see this as well. Okay. On one of the most special Christmases that I was ever able to spend with my best and dearest friend, I invited a dozen friends over to my home. So anyway... She had purchased this delightful book, and she read the poem. And the poem goes like this. We're going to start it, Boo Radley, okay? The log was in the fireplace, all spiced and set to burn. At last the yearly Christmas race was the clubhouse turn. The cards were in the mail, all the gifts beneath the tree, and 30 days reprieve till Visa could catch up with me. Though smug satisfaction seemed the order of the day, something still was nagging me and would not go away. A week before, I got a letter from my old great aunt. It read, "Of course, I'll understand completely if you can't. But if you find you have some time, how wonderful if we could have a little chat and share a cup of Christmas tea." She'd had a mild stroke that year, which crippled her left side. Though housebound now, my folks had said it hadn't hurt her pride. They said, "She'd love to see you. What a nice thing it would be for you to go and maybe have a cup of Christmas tea." But boy, I didn't want to go. Oh, what a bitter pill to see an old relation and how far she'd gone downhill. I remembered her as vigorous, as funny, and as bright. I remembered Christmas Eves when she regaled as half the night. I didn't want to risk all that. I didn't want the pain. I didn't need the depressed. I didn't need the strain. And what about my brother? Why not him? She's his aunt too. I thought I had it justified, but then before I knew, the reasons not to go I so painstakingly had built were cracking wide and crumbling in an acid rain of guilt. I put on boots and gloves and cap, shame stinging every pore, and armed with squeegee, sand, and map, I went out my front door. I drove in from the suburbs to the older part of town. The pastels of the newest homes gave way to gray and brown. I had that disembodied feeling as the car pulled up and stopped beside the wooden house that held the Christmas cup. How I got up to her door, I really couldn't tell. I watched my hand rise up and press the button of the bell. I waited, aided by my nervous rocking to and fro. And just as I was thinking I should turn around and go, I heard the rattle of the china in the lunch hutch against the wall, the triple beat of 2 feet, and a crutch came down the hall, the clicking of the door hatch and the sliding of the bolt, and a little swollen struggle popped it open with a bolt. She stood there pale and tiny, looking fragile as an egg. I forced myself from staring at the brace that held her leg. And though her thick bifocals seemed to crack and spread her eyes, their milky and refracted depths lit up with young surprise. Come in, she laughed the words. She took me by the hand, and all my fears dissolved away as if by her command. We went inside, and then before I knew how to react, before my eyes and ears and nose was Christmas past, alive, intact. The scent of candied oranges, cinnamon, and pine, the antiqued wooden soldiers in their military line, the porcelain nativity I love so much, the Dresden and the crystal I've been told I mustn't touch. My spirit fairly bolted like a child out of class and danced among the ornaments of calico and glass. Like magic, I was 6 again, deep in a Christmas spell, steeped in a million memories the boy inside knew well. And here among old Christmas cards so lovingly displayed, a special place of honor for the ones we kids had made. And there, beside her rocking chair, the center of it all, my great aunt stood and said how nice it was that I had come to call. I sat and rattled on about the weather and the flu. She listened very patiently, then smiled and said, "What's new?" Thoughts and words began to flow. I started making sense. I lost the phony breeziness I use when I get tense. She was still passionately interested in everything I did. She was positive, encouraging, like when I was a kid. Simple generality still sent her into fits. She demanded the specifics, the particulars, the bits. We talked about the limitations that she'd had to face. She spoke with utter candor and the humor and good grace. Then, defying the reality of crutch and straightened knee, on wings of hospitality she flew to brew the tea. I sat alone with feelings I hadn't felt in years. I looked around at Christmas through a thick, hot blur of tears. And the candles and the holly she'd arranged on every shelf, the impossibly good cookies she still somehow baked herself. But these rich and tactile memories became quite pale and thin when measured by the Christmas my great aunt kept deep within. Her body halved and nearly spent, but my great aunt was whole. I saw a Christmas miracle, the triumph of a soul. The triple beat of 2 feet and a crutch came down the hall. The rattle of the china. I don't know when it stopped, but I'll read the last part again. The triple beat of 2 feet and a crutch came down the hall. The rattle of the china in the hutch against the wall. She poured 2 cups, she smiled, and then she handed one to me. And then we settled back and had a cup of Christmas tea. Yeah, right, Boo Radley? I don't know why that got me so emotional. Like, I didn't even remember what that was about before I read it. Maybe that was why she read it to me every year, you know? Was that she thought that that would be like she and I someday. Or something, I don't know. Yeah. We don't cry. We be happy on Christmas. It's a happy time of year. But sometimes when we remember people that aren't here anymore, that we miss, that we loved, you know, we get sad, don't we? That's okay. It's okay to be sad. Remember people. Remember our dogs and your brothers that we loved so much. Right? What are you looking at, huh? What are you doing? Were you sleeping up there with Dad? Caroline and I always talk about, like, you know, even though there was, like, and I talk about so much about, like, my mom's drinking and the alcoholism and stuff like that that just, like, flooded our families in Christmas. But, like, we really did have magical holidays, you know? I mean, I knew when it was just, like, me and my mom alone or whatever, like, I knew that the drinking was bad, like, when I was a kid. Like, kids know. Like, I mean, I think that's, like, the hardest thing for me is when, like, parents or families are like, kids don't know. You know, kids know. I knew. I knew at a very young age, you know, because there would be, like, a fear instilled in me about, like, not that my mom was going to be mean because she was never a mean alcoholic, but that I was, like, unsure, you know, of, like, of what was going to happen or whatever. And, but, like, other than that, like, I mean, like, we had some really just, like, amazing holidays and weekends and just, you know, dinners, and just, it was beautiful. It was just always, like, it's pretty, you know. It's like I called my mom for years, like, I was going to write this book years ago, and it was going to be about, like, my drinking and my mom's drinking and our recovery, like, my recovery and her recovery, like, side by side, and I was going to call it Pretty Drinker, because that was my mom. Like, you know, like, when you broke it down, it was no different, and it was no prettier than somebody that was sitting on a street corner drinking, you know. But for me, it didn't look like that because she was always put together, you know, and whatever. Not always, I mean, but, like, you know. This is a special treat for you to sit up here all this time, isn't it? What do you see? What do you see about the world? What do you think? Huh? Is Santa Claus going to come to visit you? Are you going to get lots of treats? Are you going to hang out with me and your daddy? You are? Where's your daddy right now? Is he asleep upstairs? Were you hanging out with him? You were? You're a good Christmas boy. You know that? Well, what else should we say, Boo Radley? I totally was not expecting reading that book and, like, losing my mind crying over it. I just didn't expect that. It's funny the things, you know, when you talk about grieving, it's funny the things that, like, really, like, hit you at your core, you know? And, like, sometimes it's not just, like, thinking about my mom or thinking about my, like, usually, to be honest with you, like, you know, like, stuff to do with my aunt. Like, I don't think about her and, like, get really super upset. Like, I miss my aunt, but, like, I don't, like, get real upset about it. But, like, it's weird, like the things, like I always say this, you know, it's just like some random song that you hear, you know, on the radio or something like that. I don't know, maybe it's like I have this memory of my aunt. She would always like have me like, you know, it's the thought through process of it that she would always have me sit down next to her. I can see her fireplace that she would have me sit next to, and it was funny because Alex's uncle last night was like, should I make a fire? And we were like, yeah. And so he like went over and like turned on the fireplace because they have a gas fireplace. My aunt had a gas fireplace, but it was very real looking. And so we would sit next to the fireplace on this like little like rock ledge. It's very similar to like the fireplace like ledge that we have here. And she would read me that book, and I don't remember I remember the cover of it, but I like when I just saw it, when I looked it up, I remember the cover of it, but I didn't remember like what it was about at all. And like, you know, to think that like at that time that I was like, you know, 5 or something, that this book meant so much to my aunt because she imagined me as an adult coming to visit her, you know, when you think that through and like what she must have thought of at that time, you know. We don't get those things, you know. I was sitting there last night and I was talking to like my nephews, Carlitos and Sebastian. And, you know, like they were getting so tickled about things. We were playing this game. I was playing this game with my mother-in-law where, you know, like the questioning game, we were trying to like come up with people. It was like Santa Claus, and it was like Rudolph and Frosty and the Ninja Turtles and all these people, you know, and they loved playing. They got so excited about this game. But, you know, it was so funny because, like, just to see how tickled they got, you know, about, especially, like, Sebastian, who's, like, 6. And he was like, I got it, you know. And it's like, I was like, these are, like, the moments, right? Like, these are the moments that are priceless. And that... I mean, you know, and I, my friends that are parents say it all the time. It's like, you know, their kids are like graduating from high school and they'll be like, they were just in 1st grade. I don't know what happened. Like, what happened? They like grew up so quick, you know? Yeah. That's why we like puppy dogs, because puppy dogs just stay the same the whole time. Boo Rally, he's still 1 year old. Aren't you, boobs? He said, I am. He said, oh, do you hear your dad up there? I think your dad woke up. But, you know, I think that's why it's like with kids, it's like you got to cherish those moments, you know, that you have with them. Look at him just look in the camera. That's so funny. What are you looking at, huh? Are you looking at the people? Do you see them in there? Do you see them in the camera? Oh, you do. And just like the little things, you know. I don't know, it's funny how they are. And not only that, but just like with the family where, you know, it's like things that like, you know, I took for granted like years after years after years, year after year after year after year of like my Christmases always being like the same, of being like at my aunt's or my cousin's house or whatever, you know, and like when my mom was alive and my aunt and uncle were alive and stuff like that, of just like it being beautiful, you know, but like fire lit, Christmas tree lit, but you know, I took it for granted. And it was like, I don't really remember like since I've been sober saying like I didn't want to do it. But I can remember thinking like, oh, I've got all these things to do, and like this is one of them, and I've got to like get all this stuff together so that I can be at Caroline's by 3 o'clock, you know, and all this kind of stuff. And it was just kind of like a checklist of more things that I had to do instead of like really enjoying being there, you know. Like that was one of the things that was so nice about last night, was that we just were there, we were just present, you know, and able to just enjoy it. So that was really nice. All right, you guys, I'm going to get off here because this is now the 7th video in a row that I have made, and I'm going to take a little break and see what my husband is up to. So I'm going to get off here. If for some reason I decide that I'm not going to make a video tomorrow, y'all, I will let you know. But if I don't, then it'll be Christmas Eve and Christmas Day that I don't make videos. So it'll just be 2 days that I'll take a little break, and then I'll be back on Monday. But I can't imagine I wouldn't make a vlog tomorrow. I mean, at least like a 10 or 15 minute vlog, because I've got the whole day. So anyway, I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Friday, a magically amazing Christmas Eve, Christmas Eve, and from Boo Radley and I. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but don't tell anyone. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. Boo's getting tired again, see? And we'll be putting a smile on their face and you'll be making them happy. So make sure that you do that. And I love you guys. And also, be kinder to one another, love one another a little bit more, and be kinder and love yourself a little bit more. And I love you guys. Merry Christmas, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!